Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to our lecturer, Madam Hasni binti Abdul Rahim, and all of you guys. We are from group KBA274-4A, and we are pleased to present our project titled Family Financial Stories with Intergenerational Insights to complete our group project in course name of Personal Financial Planning. Okay, now, first of all, I want to introduce our group members. Firstly, my name is Muhammad Azamuddin bin Ahmad Ahid, and we have Muhammad Habibullah bin Azlan. And the third one, we have Muhammad Kashuf Fikri bin Muhammad Azhar, and Muhammad Haikal bin Rahim. And the last one, we have Muhammad Daniel Hakimi bin Abdul Rahim. We hope you find our analysis both informative and engaging, and hope you to listen our presentation until the end of this video. Thank you. Okay, now let's move to the first part of this report, which is introduction. Okay, today we are going to compare the financial lives of two families, which is Mr. Azlan and Madam Nolaili, the first family, and we have second family, which is Mr. Azhar and Madam Nurhayati. We will analyze their income, asset, debts, and spending to see how their life stage, careers, and past money choices have shaped their economic well-being. Our goal is to uncover key lessons on building a secure financial future. Let's get started. The central insight from our analysis today is a crucial one. There is no single perfect financial plan that works for everyone. Effective money management is not one size-fits-all formula. It is a strategy that must be tailored to your specific life stage, your income, and also your personal goals. Okay, for family A, the household of Mr. Azlan and Madam Nur Laili demonstrate the incredible long-term power of early retirement planning and consider asset accumulation. Their strategy is a master class in building wealth over time. We see that their key strategy was starting early by beginning their retirement savings and investment in their 20s and 30s. They harness the full power of compound interest. This means their money has had decades, not just years, to grow. For family B, which is Mr. Azhar and Madam Nurhayati, exemplify a different but equally valid strategy. They showcase how to successfully balance two incomes, manage necessary debts like mortgage, and prioritize major expenses. Most importantly, their children's education.
Next, I will explain about the methodology. The process of this project is based on the precise selection of family members who display various stages of life and economic background. Two households were selected, Mr. Azlan and Madam Nolaili, who are in their later years of life with interest in retirement and investment, and Cik Azhar and Puan Nurhayati in their middle years, who have career and child raising and debt management as a concern. This choice enables significant comparison of financial strategies affected by age, occupation, and family duties. An interview method was used to collect data. A set of structured questions were posed to both families to learn their financial practice and decision making. The interview included a discussion of sources of income, monthly spending, debt management, the kind of asset owned, saving habit and investment, and long-term financial objective. Other questions covered the sharing of financial knowledge in the family and the value or lesson they would love to impart to the upcoming generation. This method gives not only the quantitative information about their financial status, but also gives a qualitative idea about their attitude and strategies, which are crucial in making any meaningful conclusion about the two families.
Thank you, Muhammad Haikal, for presenting us on the second part of this presentation, which is methodology. On the third part, I, Muhammad Habibullah bin Azlan, and also Muhammad Kasiful Fikri, will present on the findings of our family financial experience through both of our parents. Now, I will present about Mr. Azlan and Madam Nulaili background. Mr. Azlan is a retired petty officer of Royal Malaysian Navy since 2016, and Madam Nulaili is a teacher at SMK Kampung Datuk Seri Kamaruddin since 2023. Mr. Azlan has begun his service since 1993 after his SPM, and also Madam Nulaili began her teaching since 1995. Their both salary that has been combined, or the household income is 10,000 per month. They have 9 children, which is myself, and KPMSI graduate, and my sister, PSAS graduate, and another one, KBSI graduate. 2 are currently learning at UPSI, another 2 is secondary school student, and another 2 is primary school student. We already has resided at Setiawan Perak for almost 18 years already. Now, I will present on Mr. Azlan and Madam Nulaili balance sheets and also assets. Their total assets is accumulated at 1,209,300 ringgit. Their liabilities is 116,256 ringgit. Meanwhile, their net worth is 1,093,044 ringgit. This shows a positive net worth and also a strong financial stability that they have accumulated since the past 30 years. Then, on Mr. Azlan and Madam Nulaili, recorded cash flow are stated that their monthly income is 150,888. Unfortunately, their outflows is 139,786 ringgit, which gives them a surplus of 11,102 ringgit. These have shown a positive surplus, enabling for investment or other investment required, which also can be contributed to their savings. On the financial ratios of Mr. Azlan and Madam Laili, it is stated that their liquid asset to take home pay is stated at 76%, a strong liquid value over illiquid assets, which has an emergency buffer zone for emergency use of their asset to be liquefied. For the current ratio, it is stated at 1.07 times, a healthy short-term financial position for them. For the debt ratio is 9.61%, which showed their low reliance on debt assets, and also their debt service coverage ratio, which is RM3.30, show a very strong debt repayment ability in every 1 unit of their debt. Now, I will let Muhammad Kasiful Fikri to present on his parts.
Okay, let's take a look at Encik Azhar and Puan Noyati family. Encik Azhar and Puan Noyati family are both teachers at SMK Kelantan, and their profession is in additional mathematics, and they have been teaching since 1998. And today, both of them also have the position of penolong kanan, and their combined household income is 80,000 per month, which provide a strong financial base for the family. They have 3 children, and the first one is currently studying at UITM Kedah, and the second one has graduated from USM, and the third one is still in secondary school at SMK Teknik at Al-Azhar. The family currently reside in Kuala Kedil, Kedah. Now, looking at their balance sheets, Encik Azhar and Puan Noyati have accumulated total asset worth of 753,000, and their liabilities stand at 174,000. This leaves them with a net worth of 578,000. This positive net worth shows that the couple is financially stable because of their assets are much higher than their liabilities. It also affects a responsible financial planning over a year. In terms of cash flow, their household enjoyed a strong income flow of 206,400 annually. Out of this, about 42,768 is committed to annual loan repayment, most of housing and cars. Even after paying off their debt, there still remain a healthy surplus, which gives them room for saving and lifestyle expenses. However, in hidden weakness is that they keep very little money in a liquid form. This means if a sudden emergency occurs, they may have struggled to cover it without relying on a credit. In short, they are financially strong but need to improve their emergency cash and reserve. Now let's take a look at the financial ratio. Their liquid asset to take home pay ratio is only 0.027, which is far below the recommended benchmark. This shows a weak liquidity and almost no emergency buffer. And second, what is their current ratio? Is 2.76, meaning they can comfortably cover short-term liabilities. And number third one is the debt ratio is 23.13. This shows that are not heavily independent on the debt. And finally, is a debt service coverage ratio is 4.83, which is excellent. It shows that their income is nearly 5 times higher than their annual debt repayment. So they have no difficulty meeting their loan obligation. When comparing both families, we can see some common themes. The first, both families depend strongly on a stable monthly income, whether from a salary or a pension. Second, both families maintain a positive net worth where their assets are greater than the liabilities. The third, debt is managed very well, with both families having debt service coverage ratio above 4. Number 4, they have shared a strong focus on the family needs, especially children education and household stability. And finally, both families prefer to build wealth through a property and land rather than financial instrument, which reflect a tangible asset building strategy. The lessons we can learn are very clear. From the Azlan family, we learn the importance of long-term planning and the discipline to save early. This gives them a strong security during a retirement. From Azhar family, we see that high income does not guarantee a financially stability if liquid is not. They highlight the importance of building an emergency fund and balancing lifestyle with security. Together, these stories remind us that financial planning is about more than income. It's about strategy, priorities, and discipline. Let's take a look at another slide.
Okay, now let's move to the session of analysis and discussion. First, we have Mr. Azlan and his family who are in the retirement stage. Their primary financial priority has fundamentally shifted. It is no longer about aggressive growth, but about wealth preservation and security. Their focus is on wisely managing and drawing down the nest egg they built from a lifetime of their discipline, saving and investing. Their goal is to live comfortably, funded by their pensions, and carefully manage investment, ensuring their money lasts. Meanwhile, in stark contrast, we have Mr. Azhar and his family who are squarely in the accumulation stage. Their financial life is a complex balancing set. They must juggle pressing current needs like raising children and covering daily expenses with the crucial task of long-term wealth creation. Their strategy heavily relies on maximizing their dual incomes to fund both their present and their future. This comparison reveals a crucial and often overlooked financial lesson. A high income does not automatically equals financial security. The real key to weathering a storm is liquidity, which is your availability cash for emergency. This is where we see a stark difference between these two families. We go first with Mr. Azlan and his family. They have a great strength lies in his massive 76% of liquidity ratio. This means a significant portion of his wealth is easily accessible. This acts as a powerful shock absorber for any unexpected event, protecting his long-term investment from being sold off in a panic. We move to Mr. Azhar and his family. They have a primary risk, which is his dangerously low on liquidity ratio, which is 2.7%. Despite having assets, his family is what we call asset rich but cash poor. This makes them highly vulnerable, and unexpected bill or job loss could force them to take on high interest debt and also destabilizing their entire financial plan. Okay, now let's move to the lesson that we can learn from these two families. From Mr. Azlan's family, we learned that discipline and long-term planning are the bedrock of true security. The impressive network and lack of debt were not an accident. They are the direct result of decades of international choices, starting to invest early, consistently putting money into appreciating assets like land and property, and consciously avoiding wasteful spending. Their story is a testament to the power of patience and consistency. From Mr. Azhar's family, we learned a crucial lesson about managing supplies wisely to build resilience. A high income loan is not enough, but it must be actively managed. And also the critical takeaway is to first prioritize building a robust emergency fund from any surplus. Furthermore, they teach us to clearly differentiate between productive debt, like a mortgage that builds asset value, and consumptive debt, like expensive car loans, which only strains monthly cash flows without providing a return. In short, that we can make is our one family show us to destination of discipline planning, while the other shows us the crucial steps needed to get there when managing a complex modern budget. Okay, now I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, now I will present about 5.0, which is key takeaways. So it consists of two subpoints, which is 5.1 and 5.2. 5.1 is about practical applications for personal finance. Okay, in this slide, which is Azlan family long-term planning. Here we can see the financial journey of Mr. Azlan family. Despite not having a very high income, their yearly investment, consistent saving, and property or land purchases gave them long-term financial security. Their focus was on growing asset while keeping debt low. This strategy gave them retirement stability through pensions, investment, and appreciating assets. The key lessons from this case is that financial independence is built by starting early, planning ahead, and letting assets grow over time. So now, we move to the next slide, which is Azhar family, liquidity management. Now, comparing that to Encik Azhar family, we see a different situation. They earn a high income, but face financial vulnerability due to a low liquidity ratio. This means they are asset rich but cash poor, with most of their money tied up in properties and cars that are hard to convert into cash. The absence of an emergency fund further increases the risk. So, the lesson here is the importance of balanced long-term investment with short-term liquidity, and also being able to differentiate between productive debt like property and consumptive debt like cars. Okay, now we move to the next slide, which is 5.2 in the title of intergenerational lesson. Okay. From both families, we learn valuable lessons that can be passed on to future generations. Mr. Azlan family shows the value of discipline, early planning, and consistent saving for long-term financial security. On the other hand, Encik Azhar family reminds us that strong income alone is not enough if liquidity is ignored. The overall takeaway is that future generations need to balance long-term wealth creation with accessible cash reserves. This balance ensures stability and resilience across different stages of life. Next slide, I will pass to the next person.
The conclusion of this project is the financial analysis of family of Mr. Azlan and Madam Nolaili and the family of Encik Azhar and Puan Nur Hayati shows that life stage and financial choice influence the stability and security of households. The family of Azlan shows the positive aspect of yearly planning, saving money, and investment in value-growing assets. Their high liquidity, low amount of debt, and diversified source of retirement income gives them long-term financial independence and security. This goes to show that a wise financial discipline during the working years means comfort and serenity in adulthood. Conversely, the family of Encik Azhar reveals the predicament of working family in the accumulation stage. They have high earning as well as value asset, but their illiquidity can cause serious strain in absorbing random costs. This is because of their dependence on borrowed fund through car loans and concentration of their wealth in non-liquid asset, which make them susceptible to financial shock. Their case has provided lesson on the need to balance asset accumulation and liquidity management, and the necessity to make a distinction between productive and consumptive debt. To conclude, the families provide some useful insight into personal financial matters. The family of Azlan shows the benefit of investing early, maintaining control over debt, and avoiding any harm to wealth, whereas the family of Encik Azhar shows that a liquidity strategy and a wise debt decision in the years of wealth building must be carefully planned. The combination of this case helps to recollect that successful financial plans should be adjusted according to various life phases, and the past, present, and future are the essential component of financial choice that should be carefully planned and made.